Chances are someone you know has Parkinson's.
And new at 5 o'clock, 10 News anchor Kimberly Hunt has really the hope on the horizon that's being developed right here in San Diego.
Startling new numbers predict by 2031, 1 in 15 people over the age of 60 in the U.S. will get Parkinson's. And in some parts of California, your chances are even higher. Researchers are calling this a pending epidemic, and eyes all over the world are now on promising cell therapy replacement happening right here at Scripps Research Institute in La Jolla.
And so it keeps them really cold. The cells are
This is frozen hope.
It can be there for years and years.
The cells of 10 people with Parkinson's.
The stem cells frozen, the neurons frozen.
All waiting to be the world's first patients of a promising new therapy.
We're going to find out about that.
Dr. Andres Bratliel at Scripps Research Institute is working to make it happen.
We're taking the latest technology where we can take skin cells from our patients and we can make them into stem cells. And then we use that as a tool to make the neurons that are lost in Parkinson's disease.
Things don't come as easily.
Chris Whitmer is one of the patients. He knew something was wrong in his early 40s.
You know, as my disease progresses and I'm worse and worse, I mean, every 6 months I'm worse.
What he can do with his children is already diminished. He says waking up every day feeling the ravages of this disease makes the possibility of treatment overwhelming.
Why aren't you afraid of it?
I am not afraid because I've gotten far enough along with Parkinson's to know what it feels like right now to have Parkinson's. And I know what my life's going to be like down the road with Parkinson's. And that makes me not afraid.
You know, it's not like cancer.
Eric Robertson was diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2010, 48 years old.
It was definitely a game changer.
A respiratory therapist and avid biker, now his left foot drags, his speech is halted, and even these days tucking in a shirt is not possible. He knows there's going to come a day when he won't ride and he won't work.
I choose to stay out of the intensive care unit and out of the emergency room because I recognize that my thought processes are just slowing down. I'm just not as quick on my thinking. And I just want to do what's best for my patients.
Chris and Eric were total strangers when they walked in the door of Summit for Stem Cell, the fundraising group taking their trial to the FDA.
He said that he liked to snow ski it up at a local area called China Peak, and I said, well, I used to ski at China Peak. And I said, well, where are you from? And he said, well, I'm from Visalia. I said, I'm from Visalia.
Same town, same high school, smack dab in the middle of a Parkinson's cluster in the heart of California's agricultural mecca.
We played in walnut fields, and I would go pick walnuts for extra money.
The tractor that drives down the orchards, and it just puts a big fan spray out, and we still see those to this day. And whenever you see them, I just try and avoid them or hold my breath as I ride through them on the side of the road when I'm on a bike ride.
It's known as Parkinson's Alley, a cluster linked to pesticides, and now scientists know why. A gene.
The incidence of Parkinson's disease is 5 times greater in this 300-mile stretch than it is in the rest of California.
Huge implications for the general population.
A new one that wasn't previously identified that was associated with Parkinson's only in the case of pesticide exposure.
In 15 years, researchers predict 1 in every 15 people over the age of 60 will get Parkinson's.
Now when you throw something in like the environmental exposure or pesticides, it actually brings in a whole new crowd of people that make them susceptible to Parkinson's disease.
As Summit for Stem Cells Sherry Gold knows, the race is on for Chris, Eric, and so many others.
Trying to hold off as long as I possibly can.
I want to see my son excel in life and be there with him.
And I'm just ready to step through that door, and I can't wait for it to happen.
I want to walk my daughter down the aisle someday.
Summit for Stem Cell is closer than any other research group in the world to taking this cell therapy to human trials. It's raising the money needed right now to get the green light from the FDA. I've put much more about this promising research and the fundraising efforts on 10news.com. Kimberly Hunt, 10 News.